Good morning, my dear learners. Have you ever wondered why some students keep on working hard? They study for long hours, but they struggle for even average marks. Whereas some students they study smartly and they score always high grade marks. We are going to share the idea, the mystery in this video. This sometimes people think that after working hard we will get success, but the reality is quite different. For getting success, we need smart work rather than hard work. This video is equally important for the parents, for the teachers, for the learners who want better result after working smart. After working hard, you may go far, but for going further, you will have to work smartly. And we learn how to learn effectively and what is effectively learning, what is smart study, and generally people think that sitting for long hours and reading is called smart study. That is not at all. What is real learning? Here we are going to discuss. Some people think that by working hard, by memorizing is real learning. It is not at all. When we understand the things, when our brain understands the things, and it can recall the ideas, recall the content, recall the fact, and at the time of examination, we can be able to express, we can be able to write. That is real learning. Means read, retain, and recall. Here, our goal is to not spend more time studying. Our goal is to work less and achieve more and more marks. So, it is my message for the students that be an active learner. Active learner means don't just read, ask questions. That is called critical thinking. And I have made a separate video on critical thinking. Always ask some questions. Why it happened? Why was it happening? As we require 5 kinds of spices for preparing vegetable. Likewise, here we have to ask at least 5 kinds of questions. It starts with WH, like what, when, why, whose, where. So for every situation, you have to ask questions. Remember one thing, that a good question always leads to a good answer. Next, you must understand, you must know the power of revision. Sometimes students study, but they do not revise. After a few days, they forget. And again, they have to study. They think that they are revising, but actually they are reading once again. They are not revising at all. Then what do you mean by revising? If you know everything and you just see and you can capture everything in your mind, that is a revision. So first time you have to revise within 24 hours. Second time within 7 days. Third time within 15 days. Then 30 days. If you revise in this pattern, in this duration, then you can recall the things easily and you will have clarity in your mind. Okay, and this method will help you to process the idea faster in your mind and it goes in your long-term memory. Next, Pomodoro Technique. What is Pomodoro Technique? You can see here in this picture. What is it saying? Means you have to study for 25 minutes. Then you have to take the gap for 5 minutes. In this 5 minutes, you can walk, you can eat something, you can go in air. So you have to pass your time just for 5 minutes. Again, you have to study for 25 minutes, then the break for 5 minutes. So this process is called Pomodoro Technique because it helps to freshen our mind and concentrate to study. Next, You have to make your own handwritten notes. You must not copy. I'm telling you one example. Suppose two students are there. One is from science background and another is from arts background, and they are in the class of competitive preparation. Some teacher is teaching, and the topic is related to science. Okay, so for the student who is from science background, may be very easy, and the same topic may be difficult for the student who is from the arts background. If the teacher is teaching something from arts, that content may be easier for the student who is from arts background, and it may be difficult for the student who is from science background. So they won't write deliberately, forcefully, dedicatedly, no, because they think that it is easy, whereas it is difficult for other student. So if they copy, so lots of things they will skip. First thing. Second thing is that you have to create your own summary. You have to create your own summary. Okay. And you have to develop a photographic memory. After some time, I will make a video based on photographic memory. Here I am giving you some small explanation about it. Just read and write. Okay. Initially, it will be a little bit difficult for doing, but after some time, when you'll be addicted to do it, whatever you will read, you can write everything. Okay. So it is a habit. It can be developed. That is called photographic memory. Now, learn by teaching. It is also one of the most effective way to learn by teaching. So you have to find out, you have to choose some people to whom you can explain. It may be your sibling, nibbling, your parents, your friend, or if nobody is there, then you can educate yourself. Okay. So if you do, then you will be a great learner. For the teachers, I would request you one thing, that always motivate, always encourage the student for asking questions. Okay, and before answering, give them some time to think over that. And you know that curiosity is the foundation of learning. Okay, and you have to motivate them for two things. First, making projects, and second, that is understanding about concept. A good teacher doesn't teach at all, but he inspires his students to read more and more. And focus on understanding, not on memorization. Whatever you learn and whatever you understand, you hardly forget. But if you memorize the things at the time of examination, you may forget. You will have no clarity, and you will have always fear to forget at the time of examination. So that's why you have to uh, motivate them to understand. And during your teaching, connect the things with their real examples. Some students from Hindi background and from normal family, they go to English medium schools. But whatever they study, because of no connection with their house, they forgot everything. They forget everything. Whereas the students from simple background, from poor background, they go to normal Hindi medium school. Whatever they learn, they connect the idea, the syllabus, the content to his house, to his community, from his family. So they won't forget. They memorize the things. So here is the difference. Okay. And motivate them to associate with practical implementation. Okay. And this will be, or the learning will be more memorable and enjoyable and meaningful. Okay. Here you can see in this picture, he's trying to memorize, but at the time of examination, he may forget. Next, develop the critical thinking. I have already discussed about it. What is critical thinking? Means you have to ask different kinds of questions. I already tell 5 spices. Okay, I think just 2 or 3 minutes ago I have told. Now for the parents, generally parents ask a question to their kid. How many hours have you studied? No, this is not the right question. You must ask that what did you learn today? Okay, just be positive. Okay, and always ask a question whose answer should be always better. Okay, and always appreciate their effort, their endeavor, and motivate their discipline, their dedication, because you have to motivate them for competing with them, not with others. Okay. Next, you have means the parents have to create or should create an environment to study at their houses. They can create a reading corner. They can put some books. They can make a beautiful uh, bookshelf. And if they ask any question, you must appreciate. You always support their curiosity. Okay. And if a question raises in their mind, always motivate them for answering. Next, if they fail, never scold, because failures are the pillar of success. Failures are the pillar of success. Okay, and mistakes are not opposite of success. Mistakes are never opposite of success. They are the part of success, and every failure teaches a valuable lesson. So here I'm going to explain everything in nutshell. That first of all, you have to revise regularly. You have to use Pomodoro technique, and you have to be a critical thinker. You have to write the notes yourself, and you have to learn something new. Nowadays every student is becoming a pro student, means a professional student. For that purpose, you have to always learn for learning new skills like Vedic math, public speaking, English speaking. It is highly in demand. Calligraphy, answer writing, and many more. Learning and playing some instruments. Okay. So always you have to remember that successful people are not hard worker. Successful people are always a smart worker, because hard work will lead you far, but a smart will work will lead you further more. So be a smart worker. And if you find this video is important for you, for your family, for the students, then please like, share, subscribe, and comment this video. We'll meet in next video. Bye.